Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mad Investor. As I know, I started traveling a bit more, so now the videos will be slightly different than usual, as obviously I'll be covering from many different locations. But I wanted to talk about what actually have happened in the crypto market. As if you were following it, you saw how Bitcoin has dropped massively over the last few weeks. So to be honest, this is quite a big thing, because obviously a few weeks ago we saw the big drop when it comes to the Terra Luna, and with Terra Luna we saw quite a big drop when you actually look at what exactly happens and how the Terra Luna coin has been affected. You can actually type in Google Terra Luna dropped, and you saw that it went down from 1953 on Saturday to 439, and then at some point it settled at like 590. So a really big down on that price, and also their stable coin when really dropped, which also took over the market. The second one which we saw in the market was the Celsius. So when you actually go to, we saw that obviously on Terra Luna, if you go to CoinMarketCap, as that's what I always like to grab the information. So we saw like $14, and then we see Luna kind of dropping. So because obviously they migrated also to a new price. So at this moment it's like $2, right? So this is one of the things that actually happened in the world. When you look in general as what happened to Bitcoin and more of the crypto, we see that it went down pretty bad. So for example, in the last 7 days, it's 13%, which I think it's pretty already good because it's already recovering. We saw some moments when it dropped really down. And when you look at, let's say, last 7-day view, we saw at some point it was on 17,000. This number wasn't here for a really long time, because when you look at last few months, and actually I'll look at the last few years, to be honest, we see that the last time when it was around 18,000, it was in 2020, so 2 years ago. But obviously at that time we were in the bear market, so it was growing higher and higher, as reaching those lovely big numbers. Right now it's different. We are in the bear market, and we see that what's currently happening. It's probably bearish. It's more going into bear market situation, which in a way it's good, because obviously the market has its cycles and you need to be always aware of that. When someone is buying, someone is always selling, and within that, like, I look at obviously finding the right spot and the right prices to buy it. Am I saying this is the perfect spot to buy? No, I'm not. And remember, I'm not the financial advisor. I cannot advise you to buy it as well. But what I'm looking at, this is one of the first spots when I'm actually starting to buy, because I believe you should always buy at some price limits. So set yourself some price limits for what kind of the price limits you will hit to buy those. So let's say I buy a certain amount at, I bought a certain amount of 20,000, I bought a certain amount on 19 or 18. As obviously the lower I go, then in the future, when the bear market will kick in again and Bitcoin will start growing, as I personally believe at some point it will reach $100,000. I don't know if it will happen this year, but even if it happens in, let's say, next 2-3 years, I'm still on a huge plus. And when you look at buying, remember, you will never find the perfect spot on the bottom. It just doesn't work like that. What you can do, you can actually try to hit it with some stop limits, and you can set yourself some limits and find those spots on the bottom. So for example, in the last 7 days, we see that it actually went up. So in the last 24 hours, went like by 8%. So we saw that it's a pretty big jump up, which I think is great, because obviously it shows us that the price of the Bitcoin is growing and more capital is flowing into Bitcoin. So that means more people are actually buying the Bitcoin, which I think it's a positive thing, because obviously with what currently is happening on the markets, we can see that a lot of things might change, But what I want to show you is how does it exactly work. So I saw a few articles where actually people have covered that, because obviously that was one of the big downs in a really long time, because obviously you saw that last time Bitcoin was at such a price of $18,000, that was 2020. So that means it was 2 years ago since we saw that numbers. Even you today have created the article, last days bring largest realized loss for Bitcoin investors in the history of cryptocurrency market. Because obviously when you look at like 30% down in just few days, that is huge. When you look at data from Glassnodes, the last 3 consecutive days have been in the largest USD denominated realized loss in the Bitcoin history. Over 7.32 billion in BTC losses have been locked in by investors spending coins that were accumulated at a higher price. So, to be honest, as you can see that the main source of the sell-off was long-term investors, as they contributed around 180,000 Bitcoins at the price far below $23,000, pushing the price of the first cryptocurrency below the level of the 2017 all-time high. And the coins dumped on the market represent around 1.3% of their total holdings. After dropping a portion of their LTH portfolio, their holdings returned to the levels of September last year. So you can see, as always, there are people involved in this process, and obviously people who are holding a lot of Bitcoins have the power to obviously take that price down. But we see that price is already stabilizing. I'm not sure it will actually stabilize until this 20K. I have a feeling from what we saw, and I talked with some of the analysts, that it might still drop a bit, but we'll see how it goes. Let me know what you think in the comments. What is your thinking? We're going still down, or we're going up? I want to know what your feeling is, guys, and how is your portfolio affected. Obviously, I know that everyone took a bit hit, and it's always a minus and a plus, right? Because it creates opportunity to buy and add things more to portfolio. But at the same time, for everyone who's holding that Bitcoin, same as me, we need to be patient and obviously wait for the opportunity when it actually grows more. So I just want to give you a bit of an overview what happened in the crypto market. Especially, I haven't posted video in a while, so I wanted to give you just a quick short out and a quick short overview of what is exactly happening. And also, I'm running quick promotion through the Matrixport, so you can actually grab a look in the description of this video and grab a link and see what's that about. And I think it will be pretty lucrative for everyone, as I'm always looking for some cool things for staking, option to invest in a quite secure way with stable percentages. If you like this video, you know what to do. Just leave a like and subscribe, so thanks to you won't miss any of the new videos. And well, see you soon in the next video. Take care.